Alright, you guys, I guess I'm just pumping out isopod videos this week. Figured I have time and I feel like it. Might as well get them pumped out. So this is one I've been putting off for a little while. Um, Oniscus asellus. This is a medium sized isopod, I guess you could say. They don't get very big at all. I have 3 different varieties of these. Um, this is just the one that I, grabbed first that I could find. Um, Mardi Gras Dalmatian is pretty much characterized by uh, they have regular like Dalmatian spots, but then they also, I'll see if I can zoom in. I wish I had my macro lens. It's not working right now. But they have these little gold yellowish spots. I don't know. Maybe you can see it better on some of these other ones. Under there. Yeah, he's got some yellow spots. But very cool. They all have varying degrees of black or white. So these guys are an interesting species, I think. I'll show you their tub. It's just a standard like 30 quart tub or something like that. Maybe less than that. I don't know. Or 28 quart. Put in some carrot for them today. They get pretty much just this one big slab of wood, and then there's a couple other small slabs in here. Um, this is, I would say, a species that likes it a little more on the damp, moist side. They also like it cooler. If you want to keep these, I very much recommend to keep them at cooler temperatures. Um, in my kind of isopod and roach room, the ambient temperature can get as much as like 85 degrees. Um, and these guys will tolerate it for short amounts of time. But what I do to kind of combat that is I keep them on the floor as low as I possibly can, just so that way they stay nice and cool. They prefer it in like the 60s or 70s. Definitely don't want to keep them too warm at all. They will slow down reproduction. Another tip for these guys, I recommend feeding them more decaying leaves, wood, as well as veggies. They seem to like carrot and squash okay. But I would say that what's really important is the rotting wood and leaves. That's what they seem to mostly like to eat. I've also noticed they're not huge protein lovers, but that being said, they do need a minimal amount of protein to avoid cannibalism. I've noticed if I don't throw them a little bit of protein every now and again, they will start to have a munch on each other. But I wouldn't say that they're anything like scabers or even lavis or something like that. They're not quite that desperate for protein all the time, because if I give them a lot of protein, they won't. It'll just go bad. So yeah, I wouldn't call them protein lovers like scaber or anything like that. Reproduction for these guys, I would say solidly medium. Definitely not slow, but not super quick either. It kind of depends on a variety of factors like how much food they're getting, temperatures, and stuff like that. Um, like any isopod, you want to make sure you have cuttle bone or some other kind of calcium cuttle bone in here. There's also, if I'm not mistaken, some eggshells and whatnots mixed in here too. Yeah, cute little flat guys. These guys are often found in a lot of people's backyards, at least like the regular kind. Not so much. You're not going to find a Mardi Gras Dalmatian just chilling in your backyard, but a lot of people in like the Midwest and parts of the eastern United States often, oh, you're a cockroach. You're not supposed to be in there. Take him out later. But yeah. For leaves, they tend to really like oak as well as alder and poplar. They'll touch maple too. Um, they definitely like their leaves a little bit more processed, a little bit more not processed, decayed. They don't like them super duper fresh. What I also think is really cool about these guys is it's hard to tell, but they're super flat. Um, it's almost really difficult to scoop them up when I go to sell them because like they lay so flat onto the ground. At least they spook kind of easily, so they'll move. But um, yeah, another thing is their colors are variable. I know some people that have them with tons of gold dots. I guess I I just have bad luck or whatever. Mine don't have a ton of gold dots. It's kind of the same with my clue guy, my Montenegro. Not a ton of yellow dots on mine. I guess some people just have all the luck, you know. But I'm still doing well. I still quite enjoy them. Even their regular counterpart. Oh, this is some stuff that they really like. If you can get your hands on it. My buddy Jacob Mo from Mo Bugs, he gave me this. It's kind of like a moss lichen type stuff. He says it grows around his college campus. The isopods, they kind of dig it. Good stuff. Also, what I added in here recently that I've been adding with all of my other cultures is a little bit of bat guano. You can see it there. It's this powdery stuff. Not what I thought bat guano would look like, but apparently, their diet is very high in insects and protein. And they scoop it out as a powder. Out of the caves, I mean, as a powder. I doubt it comes out as a powder. But yeah. They seem to be quite enjoying that. I've seen them nibble on it here and there. They also like Rapashi morning wood, but they do fine on just like household, vegetables and their rotting leaves and wood. Everything else is just kind of extra. Like I said, throw in some protein in there every now and again. I'll throw in a dead roach or maybe like a little bit of fish flakes or something like that. It's really all it takes. But yeah, that pretty much covers it. Like, give them good airflow, keep them cool, keep them moist, keep them nice and damp. They definitely like it a little bit more damp. And, yeah. I've seen some people have die-offs with them. And generally speaking, these die-offs are during the winter. And it's when... So, like, these guys like it cool and they like it moist. But if you're going to have things like that, you need to make sure that there's plenty of airflow, because if not, the air gets stagnant. And for whatever reason, it's almost worse when you have stagnant air and it's cold rather than warm. I don't know why, but for these guys, you have to make sure that they get plenty of airflow, which it can be hard to maintain a moist substrate that way, at least when you have tons and tons of cultures, but, you just gotta for these. I wouldn't call them like a hard isopod to take care of. I would put them into easy, maybe venturing into intermediate. They're really not difficult at all as long as you heed those basic kind of guidelines for them. But yeah. So next videos, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, to be honest. If you have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments. I got some new roach species. Maybe you guys want something on some roaches. Switch it up a little bit. I could do arachnids. Some true bugs of some kind. I was planning on doing some kind of true bug. But that'll probably be later this week. Might do milkweed bugs just because they're fun. But yeah. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Look out for the next couple expos I'm doing. Vallejo in July 20th and 21st. And San Jose, August 24th and 25th. So that ought to be fun. We always have a good time at the expos. There's other isopod people there to nerd out with, like Jeff and Cindy. And yeah. Well, mostly Jeff. Give you guys one good look at them. One last look. Because why not? They're cool. But yeah, new stuff to come. Definitely some new stuff I'm planning on getting videos out. So yeah, have a good night, guys.